reveal the vein, and basically what you'd use that for is you would try to drain the blood at the time to get all the infection out. And then also, this is like little musket balls that have shot into the guy.
In our library today, we have a student-created interactive museum, all about the Civil War. Our students took their ELA standards and skills, their social studies standards and skills, and we combined it with our STEM department's fantastic lessons and opportunities, and together they created over 87 different gallery installations about the journey to, through, and beyond the Civil War.
So my project is about women's rights right after the Civil War, and it was really cool to me because I was able to incorporate, I like learning about women's rights and rights movements and how they gained those rights and a lot of the forms of protest they use, and I was able to connect that to the Civil Rights Project a lot, and that was really cool.
Well, it started in my class with choosing their topic. Susanna and I came together and we sat down, looked at our curriculum, looked at the history curriculum pretty hard, and we just chose 100 topics. That was our kind of like our limit. Once they chose their topic, it started with research.
My project is about medical strides during the Civil War, and during this project I learned a whole lot about how influential Civil War was during its time to influence medical development, and I didn't know beforehand of just how big of a deal. Like, before this, there were like folk medicine and just myths surrounding medicine. Then after this, there were like huge universities and stuff about medicine. It like completely changed the way that we thought and did research around medicine. And from here on, we just started developing, and from there, germ theory and antibiotics happened, and I believe it wouldn't happen without the Civil War.
It's very hands-on, and the engineering part is part of their idea of coming up with something that is interactive. So they had to communicate their information, but have the audience learn through by doing things. So they either had to do some kind of coding, some kinds of linkages and levers, they were doing some kind of building, soldering, it's all hands-on, it's all part of engineering. Producing something is always the best way that a kid can show you what they've learned.
I learned a lot about perseverance and time management because this was very hard to build and it broke a few times. And so I learned that if you persevere through it, it will eventually work. And if you put a lot of effort into it, and I know my trifold originally didn't have as much on it, but I was able to find more pieces of information to put in it afterwards.
The end, I think the students and I know us, the faculty and parents, we had a parent night the other night, everyone is astounded with what they did. And so students are extremely proud. Some students keep saying, wow, I can't believe I did that much.
I was so overwhelmed, there was a lot to do, and I had to start with figuring out my topic. And once I figured out my topic, it was still very overwhelming, but a little less. But as I got further and further, eventually at the end I was very proud of what I've made, and it took a lot to put into it. So I'm very proud in how it turned out, and I'm very happy with the trifold.
It felt pretty great because there was a lot of work went into this, and I learned a lot about surgery, but I also learned a lot about myself because I was talking to my mom because I needed ideas about my project, and she let me know that my 5 times great-grandfather was J.D. McVeigh, who is like entryman, had no prior experience in medicine, but then he became a medic during the Civil War, and he started helping my family and all of Iowa really out because he founded one of the first clinics in all of Iowa. And he, without the Civil War, basically, he would never know his passion for medicine and his prowess within the field. Everyone learned a lot from this, and if you are any part of the schooling system, I'd recommend you do something like this for your students. It's a lot more fun than just reading textbooks and stuff, and I got a lot more out of this.